Hi, I'm Janet Newman, author of Living in the Chemical Age. And today I have with me a very special guest.
I'm Dr. Ann Shippy. I practice functional medicine, which helps people get to the root cause of why they're having symptoms or help them to do prevention.
So thank you so much, Dr. Shippy, for being here today. And I know early on I gave you a copy of my book, Living in the Chemical Age, and I go through quite a few topics in here. Tell the audience what you got most from it, like what's helping your patients.
So what I love about the way Janet has written this book is that it's really useful if you're having any symptoms at all and you're wondering, am I getting poisoned by the environment that I'm in? But even more importantly is if you're not having symptoms, if you're not sick at this point, or your children aren't sick and you want to prevent getting ill, this is critical information for you to know on things that you can be empowered to do to stay healthy and for your children to stay healthy. Thank you so much for putting this really great resource together.
Absolutely. And I love that you use the word empower, because that is really the main reason why I wrote this book. I was suffering from a bunch of different health issues in my family, not just myself, but my husband, my mother. And I really, when I started doing the research and digging into why these things were happening in our family, I really discovered that environmental toxicity was at the root cause of all of these issues. And it got me very motivated to make things better in my family and in my household. But the reason why I wrote this book is to empower others. We are all consumers, and we have a lot of power to change the way things are bought and sold and manufactured in this country with our vote, our dollar. And so it's critically important to know what you are buying, what you're putting on your skin, what you're consuming, and to feel like you're making the best choice that you can make. And so in my book, I go through each chapter, I cover a different topic, whether it's food, water, personal care products, etc. And I go through and I talk about the different toxins that you may encounter in those areas and what their effects are on the body and what you can do to prevent being susceptible to these toxins.
This is such an important topic because we're getting bombarded with more and more environmental toxins. And what most people don't realize, and it's really important for you to understand, is that those toxins are building up in your body. I see this every day in my practice. It's very alarming what is actually building up, but just by having some of this important information, you can actually help your body to eliminate the toxins and influence what industry and what our personal care products are actually providing for us to buy in our store. And one of the things that is so important that I love talking about is that something that we're doing to enhance our quality of life, fragrances. We think, oh my gosh, yes, fragrances are they're so wonderful, but we're breathing them in, we're putting them on our skin, and they're accumulating. So just by having those kinds of awarenesses, we can make dramatic impacts into what is happening in our body and those that we love.
One thing about fragrance that a lot of people don't know is that it's a catch-all term for thousands of different chemicals, and manufacturers of soaps and shampoos and air fresheners and so forth that use fragrances, they're not required to list all the different ingredients that are under that catch-all term fragrance. So you don't really know what you're putting on your skin or breathing in. And some of them are even on the Prop 65 list of cancer-causing chemicals. So it's dangerous.
So they can cause cancer. They can disrupt our hormones and make our hormones all out of balance. They can even affect us neurologically, like how well our nervous system works. So it's really, really important to just say no to those things and find more natural ways to make our environment feel lovely.
Yes. And I go through many different resources and tips and even product names of things that I've tried, and they're kind of tested and true in my home. And there's just so many options out there. We don't have to be stuck with chemicals and absorbing those into our bodies.
And one of the things I love about your book is that you make it so digestible, because it can be overwhelming once you start learning about all of this. You're like, oh my God,
Yes.
I just need a cocoon to hibernate away in. But by taking it step by step in your book and, maybe picking a week or a month where you're going to work on this one particular area, in a few weeks or a few months' time, you can make a dramatic impact.
Oh, yes. I always say, take baby steps. In my book, I talk about not being perfect. It's impossible to implement all the steps at once. I think physically, financially, it would be impossible. So just take it easy and pick one topic that you feel is the most problematic for you, whether it's food, if you're having digestive symptoms, or environmental, air quality kind of things, if you're having some respiratory issues, and just pick one topic and just really delve into that topic and try to get as clean as possible in that area. And then once you're feeling like you've got a handle on it, then you can move on to the next area.
Yes, it's so important to learn about this, to do the prevention and to take the action. So thank you for making it.
Absolutely.
It's very understandable and very, very doable.
Thank you.